Beings of other planets took a vote a long time back.
Mm-hmm.
After meeting you, in that time frame, the black hole corridors were shut. That's before anybody knew about them. Few select people at NSA, I believe, knew about them. Oh. Then all of a sudden the planet has all these black holes, and they lead somewhere.
And where do they lead to?
They lead to other planets.
But are people coming to this planet, or are they leaving?
Coming and going.
Now, is it these soulless creatures that I described, or what's going on?
They are not. And that's a misnomer.
Is it really?
The whole idea of beings without a heart is to come and get one. So I recreated a DNA frequency that gives the feeling of a heart. They want to experience emotions. They want to experience joy and pleasure. They want that. It's why they come.
Now,
the choice is made based upon that.
Can I just ask for clarity? These people that come wanting to experience joy and pleasure and have a heart, could they be the very bankers that have been running the world for the last 2,000 years?
They are the very ones to help the bankers feel.
Now I'm not understanding.
A group got caught in the planet. They believe their whole strategy, once again, the tears. On assignment, they wanted to experience tears. They recreated an environment that would create a situation where humans would experience tears.
So,
it's the difference between landing on a beach for your vacation trip and watching people as they're seeing the sunset, or they're swimming in the water, or they're being married and tears are flowing freely. It's the difference between that and landing in a concentration camp where tears are running freely.
Okay, I'm still not quite understanding. Are you saying that the people who came here to experience the joy didn't exactly know the difference between tears of joy and tears of pain, and so they felt that bringing tears, no matter what way they did it, was the right thing for them to do?
Yes. That is what I am saying.
Okay, but now they've gotten completely out of control with their control over humanity, and they could destroy the earth. I mean, that's what we are afraid of right at the moment.
I'm not afraid.
Okay.
I've got more positive attitude right now than I ever have.
Well, believe it or not, I do too.
The game is from within we will conquer.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So those who have pledged allegiance to the country they are from, they have asked a simple thing to happen, and that is to do their job.
Okay.
Without politics. They just want clarity in what is their job.
Right. And I have more people than you know of, 40 million of them to be exact, who hang on my every word hoping that they will discover what their job is.
Well, very shortly, we are going to ask for people to be tested. A simple test. It's a frequency test. The goal in the next 6 months to find those who have the capability of using all their extrasensory gifts at one time, like myself.
Yes, because you live on many worlds at one time. I know you do.
So, the goal is to identify them and help them. It only takes 15 minutes, max.
Most people are too afraid to do something like this because they would be afraid that you are working for the dark side and you are going to turn them over to whoever. You know, you're going to. It's like the kids that were Montauk children. Kids with very special abilities, and then they were literally taken and tortured until they split personalities. And so people are going to be afraid to do this. How are you going to get beyond their fear?
It's not my job. They either have the frequency, they know it is so, or they do not. Okay. And I will give you an example. Those people that came for a spiritual plumber session, at any point in time they could have, their choice could be make money, they could have walked away.
Yeah.
And instead they came.
Okay.
Kind of like when I first met you. Connie Patterson had done her research for years about the entire world. I didn't know anything about alternative medicine or disease. I didn't know anything about the spiritual whole thing.
I know you were in high finance.
So here I am. Now, fear, they have it within themselves to help the planet bring balance. Fear? Well, let me see. When I first got into this little game, very few people were interested in the truth. A decade has passed. And in that decade, let's see what's happened. Pharmaceuticals have lost their positioning. There is more money spent on alternative health care than ever before.
Yes.
More money is being spent by the average human being on bringing balance, joy, and pleasure into their life than ever before. People don't have insurance, medical insurance, health insurance, dying insurance. What's happened? All of a sudden they're taking it upon themselves to use the resources they have to find how to bring their own balance. And they're afraid. They spend billions of dollars a year on looking for an answer, whether it's reading a book, going to seminars, hearing a lecture, listening to music. I can't even talk about the internet because there's so much there.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it they're afraid? They're willing to spend all this money looking for the truth, and they're looking, and they look every day. Then all of a sudden, they have a place they can come, and then you have to come. We're probably going to do it on the Skype thing. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really not sure how that's going to happen because I only hear a little bit each day. But what I do know, they're either ready and they want the truth or they're lying to themselves. And if they're lying to themselves, then they're lying to themselves. Let them continue to spend the fortune they are on trying to find the truth. Because the bottom line, truth is within them.
Right.
In every case, ultimately, it is from within we will conquer themselves. It's got nothing to do with me or any of the others. It's about reaching into their own heart and feeling it, some for the first time since birth. So is that the kind of fear that's going to drive them away?
No, but people are so afraid of the times, the current times right now. Many people believe that the planet's going to be destroyed in 2012, and they're digging fallout shelters, not for fallout, but not for radioactivity, but because they feel the earth is going to be torn apart and that they should live underground. So they're trying to put themselves underground. They're trying to, amass a stock of weapons to protect themselves from marauders. They feel they've got to rebuild society again, so they're amassing all sorts of different things that will help them rebuild society. Each person that I deal with has a different kind of a fear, but almost everybody that I deal with has some kind of a fear, interestingly enough, except the younger people. And the people, the younger people, what they're afraid of is that there will be, a totally bankrupt country. They're not afraid of, marauders and war and things like that. They're just afraid of having a totally bankrupt country, and no Social Security and no insurance.
Who needs Social Security if you're busy living?
That's exactly right. Who needs it if you're busy living?
Insurance is planning on dying.
Right.
And Lord help you if you have the ability to heal yourself within. This is what our electromagnetic fields are designed for. And yet, where is the medical health care program on that?
Well, the medical program, our financial program, our educational programs, they have all been for the benefit of a very few people. They keep the rest of the planet in line. Our educational and medical, they're no different than wardens at a prison, in my opinion.
I'm glad you brought that up. You see, it's from within we will conquer.
Yes.
The whole game is from within we will conquer.
Mm-hmm.
Logically, doesn't that begin with one person?
Yes.
From within themselves, they will conquer. Just logic.
Now, I remember you telling me that in 1984 you died, and on the same, or maybe it was 83, I can't remember. Was it December of 83 that you died? And 400 or quite a number of other people died at that same time, and you came back and you all pooled your money.
Well, it's wilder than that, but here's the thing. I need a smoke. So I'm going to walk out. Can you put me on hold for a second? Stop the recorder.
Okay, I hope I know how to do this. Let's see.
Minute. Put it on pause.
I know, but I haven't found the pause button yet.
Then I'm carrying my phone outside.
Okay.
It's just to hear outside.
Well, I'm just going to keep it on for fear that I lose everything that I just recorded, that whole 34 minutes.
This game is not about me, Raylan.
Yeah.
It's not about the 250,000 people that all died within that 7-day period and came back.
Uh-huh.
It's not even about the timing or the date. It's not about that. It's about getting human beings to understand and accept two things. Who is the God? Who's God?
Yeah, who's God? I mean,
is God a male or a female?
I don't know.
See, depending on what religion you're talking to, it's a male or a female.
Okay.
Or neutral.
Right, or both.
Or both. Realize this whole world is wrapped into a few items. People are in the fear zone.
Mm-hmm.
All right? They're in the fear zone. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid at all. I'm a cat.
You're a what?
A cat.
A cat.
Hi.
Okay, yeah, cats have no fear.
Doesn't matter how many times I've died. Doesn't matter how many times I've come back. It doesn't matter that modern science said I would never walk or talk again. It matters not. The bottom line, I'm talking to you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Every human being has the ability to do what I do. And people can keep, they're going to build themselves a bomb shelter. I can remember when I was in elementary school and the big threat over some missile crisis. What was our plan at our little school? Oh, we're going to hide underneath the desk.
I know. Can you believe how
ignorant? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another time it was we only had to go out into the hall because, I don't know, we were too close to the windows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a few weeks later, it's like that's not good enough. It's not under the desk and it's not in the hall. We better go to a bomb shelter.
Right.
And then we all loaded up in those cars and everybody's driving over to the bomb shelter. But guess what?
What?
We couldn't all fit in there.
Yeah.
So here's the bottom line. Those people who want to, exit into the internal part of the world, wait until they find their other neighborhoods already there.
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do? All you got to do is play the Mario game. As a matter of fact, most of these little games you play, these little games, they have a lot to say. Mm-hmm. How is it that a few human beings think they can control the destiny of our planet simply by maneuvering financial data. How is it that possible?
Well, that's what they believe.
Well, here's my challenge to the average human being. Those that want to cover their ass, those that want to go underground and build, take care of themselves first and screw everyone else. How is that any different than the establishments today? They want to run to safety and adopt the principles that have brought our planet to what's happened today. You notice that? Don't you think it's a bit strange?
Yes, I do. I agree with you.
So then all they have to do is find within their own heart the ability to heal themselves, the ability to take care of one or another without a financial loss whatsoever, but simply sharing a frequency.
Now, you talked about Mother Earth unearthing, just in this conversation, not years ago, but in this conversation you talked about Mother Earth unearthing huge stores of gold and platinum and jewels.
That's right. There's one in India not too long ago. I think it was last week.
And, yes, I know about those, and I'm actually associated with the group that is doing that.
It's wonderful.
And
again, one more time, Raylan, you're just right on top of stuff.
Okay, and...
But how is it that you know?
Well, because it was my husband Gunter's family, and all of his distant relatives, of whom I think you are one, because if I'm not mistaken, you come from the Italian branch of his family.
Now, let me tell you what. Coming out of Mesopotamia, there were 3 groups that came out. One landed in Rome, one landed in San Marino, and the others landed in Caltanissetta, Italy, Sicily.
Mm-hmm.
You see, but only history talks about 2. And they talk about Rome, Romulus, and Remus.
Right.
What happened to the other one?
Yeah.
See, so it's all in what you read. The bottom line, most books, most things in writing are a lie.
I know, but I don't get my information from most of the things in writing.
That's my point, Ray Allen.
Yeah.
It is your heart. It is your spirit. It is your ability to discern. That is what I'm talking about that can deliver to the human beings on planet Earth, is the ability to feel, to know, to taste, to hear the unheard words.
And to read between the lines when you're reading the history books.
Exactly.
The financial changes that are coming, you're expecting them very quickly, and that is why you're on the phone with me.
Monday.
Because Monday. What?
It will begin at 5:15
a.m.
At 4:44 in the morning.
Are you talking tomorrow?
I am talking hours from now.
What will happen?